What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics here. We have a little discussion slash mail day. I wanted to talk about, because it relates to the mail day, one of what I think is the most undervalued set, I guess, if you want to call it a set, subset type situation. It's a little weird because it depends on what year you're looking at. I know Flipping Steve's big on this one as well with me, and I've been on this one for a while now, dating back to at least the National and even a little bit before that. I targeted these cards specifically at the National to grab some. Picked a couple up of a couple players. Recently picked up another one, and then today I got one that I am extremely excited about. I was very excited for this package to come in the mail and see this card in person. So I famously love Optic Color. There's no doubt about that. That is probably my all-time favorite. This is quickly becoming my second favorite, and I actually think it's extremely, extremely undervalued. Now, maybe just because I think that doesn't mean the market thinks that. That doesn't mean go run out and buy it. Just because this stuff is semi-low pop, as we talk about all the time, just because something is low pop does not mean the demand is there. So that does not mean the price is going to go to the moon on it or anything like that. But I do, because I typically buy players that I believe in long-term in this set, that it does potentially have some value as people move more away from base and are looking for things other than base cards. And it fits the mold of the silver / hollow thing. So if you have a guess on what it is, feel free to comment down below. I've given a lot of context clues here. So I'll give you guys and girls a couple seconds here to fire in a guess in the comments on what card type, I guess, do you think this is. I'm going to go across. I have ones from 3 different years, from 16, 17, and 18. So, yeah, I think that gives you enough time to fire some guesses away down below. What I am talking about is Mosaic, but not modern Mosaic, not standalone Mosaic. I don't have a really big print run Mosaic is what I'm talking about. It was a subset. It was an insert. It was its own thing, but it was, super small boxes, small print runs. It's really changed over the last couple years until we've gotten to the point that we're at now. So the reason I like it is, one, I just like the look of the cards, whether they're going to hold long-term value or not. As long as I like the player, I just really like the way the cards look. They look fantastic. Second thing is, they're relatively affordable-ish, I guess I'm going to say, because price points are going to vary for everyone. But for example, this is a Luka PSA 10 Mosaic. It's got the silver shiny look to it. This is a little under 500 pop in a PSA 10. These go for between 900 to $1,000 depending on, they bounce around a little bit. They've been as high as 1,200 this off season. They've come down a little bit recently. But for a Luka PSA 10 rookie of a non-base card, that's extremely reasonable. His base Prism, I think, is around 700 and some bucks. For a couple extra $100, you can have this, which is pop 500, not pop 25,000 or whatever his thing's up to now, and also just a much better looking card. So I got this in a Luka, and then I also have the Tatum. I picked both these up at the National from the same dealer in a combo deal. I got a little bit of a price break on them because I bought both together, and I think I tossed in a Ja Morant Prism base to take a little edge off as well. I think I'm into the pair of these for around $1,200, 12 or $1,250. I don't remember. I have to check the old records. But I just really, really like these cards. They had them in 17. They also had them in 16. And in 16, I have a Jaylen Brown. I bought this one right before the season started. I got this for $150 on my slabs like a month ago, 2 months ago. This card, I talked about it on a live stream, I think, the other day. It might have been when I was on with Flipping Steve. Actually hasn't gone up that much, even with the Jaylen Brown pump recently at the beginning of this season. I think someone in the comments said they were trying to get one and it ended at like 185 at auction. So even with his prices way up, this is still fairly reasonably priced. And once again, as you go backwards in time, the pop on these are pretty low. This is about 300, little under 300 on the Jalen. The Tatum is a little bit above 300, and then the Luka is at a little under 500. I don't have a Trae Young base, but they go for about 270. Now, the other nice thing about this little set of cards is that they do have color variations. For example, I would love to own one at one point in time. One actually ended at auction this week. But once again, they are pretty low pop and they are pricey. There is a Luka blue of this card. 502 Frank has one. I've seen it on his channel before. I saw it at the National. It's like in the 20s for the population. It goes for $4,000 typically. And you have to wait for an auction because no one that owns one will actually sell it at comps. I've reached out to a couple people that have them posted, and no one wants to move it at current comps. So that's what we're talking about today. And then the pickup / mail day. I've been chasing this card for a while. I've lost out on some auctions on it over the summer. I probably just could have smacked to buy it now. And this is an interesting talking point too. So this is a card that is extremely low pop, under 30. I think it's pop 29. Comps on it over the summer were between $400 or $500. I could have had one. There was one at one point in time for about $700, I think, on eBay, $200 over comps. And I didn't pull. I went back and forth with the guy. He didn't want to come down that much. I didn't want to come up. And it was one of those cases where maybe you're just better off to just say, screw the comp and just buy the card when it's something that low population, if you really want it. I passed on it then. This time around, I talked to someone else, found someone willing to sell it at comps. Comps have gone up to about $1,000. I got this for $900. It is a Trae Young, but it is the red. Trae Young red mosaic. Pop 29 on this. Absolutely gorgeous card. Very excited to have this in hand. Do not plan on moving this anytime soon. This is not a quick flip. I think the Hawks are really good, and I think they have a potential to go deep into the playoffs. I think they're a favorite for the Eastern Conference Finals. I think it's them and the Bucks, to be quite honest with you. The Nets look like a mess. The Hawks are super deep. Trae's playing pretty good. He's not playing insane like Ja Morant level, but he's playing pretty good. The fact that this is pop 29, color match. I mean, yeah, he has a black jersey on, but it's got the red lettering, and you're going to associate red with the Hawks anytime you talk about Trae. And this card is just absolutely stunning. It looks even better in person. It is gorgeous. I have other Trae Young stuff that I could move to divest if I'm too worried about having too much Trae Young. I still have 2 silver PSA 9s, and I have the Optic Holo 10. I would honestly hold this and that card for a little while, even if I could quick flip them. You know, we talk about flipping stuff all the time and moving in and out of cards, and that's all well and good. And I have a segment of my inventory, and maybe it'd be a good discussion on its own. I have a segment of my inventory that is strictly for quick flipping, and then I have some cards in the old inventory that I'm willing to hold more long term. And what I've been doing lately, and I don't know if this was, I guess this is semi-intentional, is trying to shrink the collection down a little bit and move into more stuff like this and the Optic Holos versus having as much base stuff laying around. I moved that pile of base cards in the trade a couple weeks ago for the LeBron refractor that's hanging out right back there. So I continue to try to do that, streamline inventory as much as possible. I don't really have a ton of cards. I have the small 2-row box. Anyone that's ever seen me at a show, I have the smaller size firebox, and that holds all my slabs. Every slab that I own fits in that case. So that's a little 2-row box of slabs. I don't have a ton of stuff. I prefer to run a very lean inventory and move in and out of stuff constantly. I don't want, one of those suitcase size things that you got to pull around on wheels anytime you want to take it somewhere. I'm not about that life. I want small, lean inventory and liquid stuff. So once again, Trae Young, Mosaic Red. Very excited about this card. Was very glad to close the deal on it. Like I said, last comp on this was $9.99. I think there was a couple sales right at about $1,000. I found someone that had one. He had it in his PWCC vault. We went back and forth. I got it for $900 flat on IG. So once again, I didn't miss it this time. I could have had this card a couple months ago for probably $750, but I didn't want to pay over comps then, so I got it for slightly under current comps now, but it ended up costing me more in the long run. I'd have been better off to just overpay for it back then. So if you see something low pop like this and it's something that speaks to you, you know, my gut told me to just get it, but my head was like, nah, don't pay over comps, you know, you don't want to do that. And lo and behold, now we have it. Well, hey, I paid under comps for it, or, you know, I paid at comp, 10% off comp. That's about the normal going rate. So I got it for the going rate. Cool. But I could have just paid over comps 2 months ago and got it cheaper. Whoops. Not always going to work out that way. You know, sometimes you got to be disciplined, but sometimes it's okay to just fire away. So that's all I have for you guys and girls today. I will always look at early year Mosaic stuff. Once again, I just think this stuff looks great. And for the population reports on it, you know, once again, low pop does not equal high demand, but it doesn't take much demand to move the market on this stuff when the pop is low, especially something like this in a color match. You know, the Luka Blue is a 4K card. Now, Trae is not on Luka's level, but this for $1,000 and pop 29 in a color match seems extremely reasonable to me. So let me know what you guys and girls think. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.